The episode begins with a look at Hajime's childhood. As a boy, he survives in the slums, constantly hungry and forced to steal to live. He is chased through dark streets and forests, even killing a wolf with a broken pipe just to survive. He barely remembers his parents, but he clearly remembers the pain of hunger and being looked down on. He didn't just want food, he wanted strength. Over time, he kept pushing forward until he finally reached a point where he was no longer starving. Now, as an adult, he works steadily as an adventurer. In the present, Hajime starts his morning in the peaceful village where he works. He chats casually with an elderly beast woman who helped treat his injured knee. The villagers are grateful to him for staying in such a remote place. At the guild booth, he signs in before heading to the dungeon to hunt for meat. When he reaches the dungeon entrance, he notices something strange. The door is slightly open, even though no one else signed in. Inside, he finds a small blonde girl with her upper body trapped inside a slime monster. He quickly pulls her out. The girl introduces herself as Rirui and excitedly calls him her savior. Hajime scolds her for entering the dungeon without permission and asks about her parents. She reveals she was abandoned and snuck into the village by hiding in a merchant's cargo. She has no one and has been trying to survive on her own. Despite telling her not to follow him, Rirui insists on helping him in the dungeon. Almost immediately, a massive boar monster appears. Hajime tells her to stay back and defeats it instantly with overwhelming strength. Outside, he begins properly draining the boar's blood to preserve the meat, demonstrating his experience. Rirui is visibly shaken by the brutality of real combat. Back at the guild, Hajime turns in the meat. He secretly tries to figure out if the village orphanage can take Rirui in. He visits the church and speaks with a nun about the possibility of supporting another child through donations. The nun explains that food alone isn't enough. Children require education, clothes, medicine, and daily care. The church is already struggling and cannot accept an outsider. Hajime understands the harsh reality. When he returns, he learns that Rirui has disappeared. The guild mentions an urgent request involving large monster droppings found near the mountain, a sign of a dangerous beast nearby. Hajime quickly realizes Rirui may have gone there trying to earn money for food. He rushes into the forest before sunset and finds her confronting a massive mountain wolf with nothing but a small dagger. She is terrified, but determined because she is starving and believes she has no choice. The wolf attacks, and Hajime intervenes, taking the hit and then brutally defeating the monster. Rirui breaks down in tears, admitting she tried because she was hungry. Hajime, clearly affected by seeing his own past reflected in her, tells her she can join his team. He instructs her to help harvest the wolf's body, and they bring it back to the village together. The villagers celebrate with a barbecue using the wolf meat. Hajime officially decides to take responsibility for Rirui. He tells her if she wants to stay, she must work. No work means no food. That night, they sleep in the same bed due to limited space. The next morning, Hajime wakes up to a shocking sight. Rirui has suddenly transformed into a fully grown adult woman with a mature body. She is confused and claims she simply woke up like that. However, later at the tavern, she reverts back to being a child. Hajime suspects she might belong to an ancient species capable of changing forms. The guild receptionist, Olive, agrees to research the matter further. The next day, Hajime decides Rirui needs combat training. Instead of taking an easy herb gathering quest, he chooses a slime particle collection quest so she can gain experience. In the dungeon, Rirui confidently attacks a slime but gets absorbed again due to poor strategy. Hajime forces her to think instead of rushing blindly. She repeatedly fails but refuses to give up. Later, they take a lunch break on a scenic hill. Hajime offers her bread, but she refuses to eat because she hasn't earned it. She takes his rules seriously. No work, no food. Hajime realizes she's afraid of being abandoned again if she proves useless. Instead of forcing her, he tells her to defeat the slime first. Back in the dungeon, Hajime teaches her how to observe a slime's behavior. He explains that their weak point is their eyes and demonstrates how making a small sound forces the eyes to pop out. Following his instructions, Rirui sneaks up and successfully stabs the slime between its eyes, killing it on her own. It is her first true victory. On the way home, she proudly eats the bread she earned. At the guild, Olive continues researching Rirui's strange transformation. That night, Olive discovers information about an ancient species that transforms into a mature body at night, a succubus-like being. She worries about Hajime. The episode ends with Rirui transforming again into her adult form under the moonlight, standing over the sleeping Hajime with a mysterious smile, leaving the true nature of her power uncertain.